Right off the bat, we are introduced to our protagonist, a young man named Denji. He lives with Pachita, his chainsaw devil pet. Denji owes more than 38 million yen to the Yakuza and has been trying to pay it off by working for them. He hunts down devils for money, but in order to pay the crushing debt his father left him, he has also sold his kidney and one eye. Despite being good at his work hunting the devils, thanks to Pachita, he still lives in poverty with his pet devil and dreams of a normal life. We are presented with the backstory and the circumstances which led Denji to go this deep with the Yakuza. Apparently, his father owed the money and hung himself in depression, leaving his young son in the claws of the Yakuza, who just want their money back, whatever the cost may be. His debtor warns him that he will face the Yakuza's wrath if he doesn't pay 700,000 yen within a day. With no means to acquire such a large sum of money, Denji is depressed, but he finds a chainsaw devil on the road, bleeding from his stomach, and nurses him back to health, making them come closer to each other. Denji feeds his own blood to his pet to bring him back to health. This also leads the unlikely pet to become loyal to Denji, and he begins helping him in killing devils. Thus, Denji is at least able to pay some of the debt he owes to the Yakuza. But as it turns out, the devil hunting business doesn't pay a lot, and Denji only makes enough to keep himself alive. There are ample details in Chainsaw Man Episode 1 to portray Denji's mental state. He is shown to only eat bread since he can't afford jam. He lives in a small cottage with his pet and dreams of a better life, but he is very well aware that it's not a near possibility right now. He also expects to find a good girl and fall in love, but given his busy schedule hunting demons for the Yakuza, he doesn't have a lot of time for that either. A man from the Yakuza approaches him one day, which doesn't startle Denji since it is a fairly common event. The debtor takes Denji to a battered facility. Denji takes his pet along, thinking that it must be for another devil hunting job. Denji finds no devil to hunt there at the facility, and before he can smell any foul play, it reveals itself to him in the form of the zombie devil. As it turns out, the zombie devil didn't like devil hunters and struck a deal with the Yakuza to get Denji and his pet killed. Denji and Pachita get stabbed from behind. When Denji tries to run, zombies attack him and shred him to pieces. The bodies of Denji and his pet are thrown into a dumpster. But killing Pachita isn't easy. When some of Denji's blood gets into Pachita's mouth, his body becomes active yet again. He remembers Denji once telling him that he might die fighting a devil someday, and in that situation, he wanted Pachita to use his body as a vehicle and lead a good life on his behalf. Pachita also remembers all the good times they spent with each other, and it leads him to fuse with Denji without any hesitation or worrying about the consequences. We get into a collective dream of Denji and Pachita where we come to know that Pachita always loved it when Denji talked about his dreams. He offers Denji his heart if the latter promises to let Pachita wander into his dreams. Suddenly, Denji wakes up from death, and he discovers that he now possesses the powers of the Chainsaw Devil. As soon as Denji stands up on his feet, he invites the attention of the zombies and their leader. They approach Denji once again and pounce on him. But Denji is now possessed by the powers of a chainsaw devil, and he puts his ability to good use by killing every last zombie in the establishment. He also realizes how much his pet devil, Pachita, loved him and how he never appreciated the times they spent together while she kept dreaming of a better life for him. For the next few minutes, we are introduced to Denji's newfound powers as he becomes a killing machine and destroys every last zombie. The Yakuza debt collector also gets killed, and for the time being, Denji feels free. However, he doesn't leave the facility. Sometime later, a car stops outside the building and enters Makima, a public welfare devil hunter. She approaches Denji, who has fallen semi-unconscious. She notices a weird smell and tells him that he neither smells like a devil nor a human. Denji falls unconscious right before that. He asks Makima for a hug. She obliges him and senses inherent goodness in him. Denji also falls into this human form. Makima is tasked with killing any devil she finds, but she decides to let Denji live and offers him a job in public safety as a devil hunter. It is also implied that Makima will consider Denji as her pet as she promises to feed him good food. Denji accepts the offer as we approach the ending of the thrilling first episode.